Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Salesforce Integration Bootcamp for Beginners, Tutorial 1. Introduction. Welcome to the Salesforce Integration Bootcamp for Beginners. In this first tutorial, we'll cover the fundamentals of integrating external systems with Salesforce using REST APIs. This tutorial will provide you with an understanding of how to set up a basic integration, along with some code examples. Objectives: 1. Understand Salesforce REST API. 2. Set up a connected app in Salesforce for API access. 3. Make a simple REST API call using a programming language, Python. 4. Handle the response from Salesforce. Prerequisites: basic knowledge of Salesforce. A Salesforce developer account, you can sign up for free. Basic understanding of RESTful services. Python installed on your machine, with the requests library. Step 1. Understanding Salesforce REST API. Salesforce provides a REST API that allows you to access Salesforce data and functionality securely over HTTP. You can perform operations such as querying records, creating, updating, or deleting records, executing Apex code. Key concepts: REST, a web architecture that uses standard HTTP methods, GET, POST, PUT, DELETE. Endpoint, a URL that represents a resource in the Salesforce API. Authentication, OAuth 2.0 is used for secure access to Salesforce resources. Step 2. Setting up a connected app in Salesforce. To use the REST API, you'll need to create a connected app in Salesforce. 1. Login to Salesforce, go to your Salesforce developer account. 2. Navigate to Setup, click on the gear icon, Gear, in the top right corner and select Setup. 3. Search for App Manager, use the quick find box. 4. Create a new connected app. Click on New Connected App. Fill in the required fields. Connected app name, My First Integration. API name, My First Integration. Contact email, your email. Under API, enable OAuth settings, check the box Enable OAuth settings. Callback URL, http://localhost 8080/callback, for testing. Selected OAuth scopes, add full access, full, and perform requests on your behalf at any time, refresh_token, offline_access. 5. Save the connected app and make note of the consumer key and consumer secret. Step 3. Authenticating using OAuth 2.0. You'll need to get an access token to make API calls. Here's how to do that using Python. Python code example. 1. Install the requests library, if you haven't already. Bash. Pip install requests. 2. Create a script to authenticate. Python. Import requests. Replace these variables with your own. Consumer_key equals your_consumer_key. Consumer_secret equals your_consumer_secret. Username equals your_Salesforce_username. Password equals your_Salesforce_password plus your_security_token append security token. Authentication URL. Auth_URL equals https://login.salesforce.com/services/OAuth2/token. Prepare the payload. Payload equals grant_type, password. Client_ID, consumer_key. Client_secret, consumer_secret. Username, username. Password, password. Make the request. Response equals requests.post, auth_URL, data equals payload. If response.status_code equals 200. Access_token equals response.json.get, access_token. Instance_URL equals response.json.get, instance_URL. Print, f access token, access_token. Print, f instance URL, instance_URL. Else. Print, error, response.json. Explanation of the code. Consumer key and secret, these are obtained from your connected app. Username and password, use your Salesforce credentials. Security token, if you're accessing Salesforce from an untrusted network, you'll need this token, which you can reset in your Salesforce settings. Payload, the data sent to Salesforce to authenticate and obtain the access token. Response handling, if the authentication is successful, the access token and instance URL will be printed. Step 4, making an API call. Now that you have the access token, you can make an API call to retrieve data. Let's query some records from the account object. Python code example. 1. Add this to your existing script. Python. Query URL. Query_URL equals f instance_URL/services/data/vxx.x/query/replace xx.x with the version number. SOQL query. SOQL_query equals select ID, name from account limit 5. Headers equals authorization, f bearer access_token. Content type, application/JSON. Make the request to query accounts. Response equals requests.get, query_URL, headers equals headers, params equals queue, SOQL_query. If response.status_code equals 200. Accounts equals response.json.get, records. For account in accounts. Print, f account ID, account ID, account name, account name. Else. Print, error, response.json. Explanation of the code. Query URL, constructed using the instance URL and Salesforce API version. SOQL query, a Salesforce object query language query to select records. Authorization header, includes the access token for authentication. Response handling, the script will print the ID and name of each account retrieved. Conclusion. Congratulations! You have successfully set up a basic integration with Salesforce using REST APIs. You learned how to create a connected app in Salesforce. Authenticate using OAuth 2.0. Make a simple API call to retrieve data. Next steps. In the upcoming tutorials, we will dive deeper into creating records in Salesforce, handling errors and exceptions, using other Salesforce APIs like SOAP and Bulk APIs. Feel free to explore Salesforce's official REST API documentation, https://developer.salesforce.com/docs/atlas.n.api_rest.meta/API_rest/ for more details and advanced features. Happy coding!